Paul Bates joins us now live from McMaster University's DeGroote School of Business. Lots of business items on the agenda this morning, Paul, for Barack Obama and Stephen Harper.
They really are. You know, in addition to obviously talking about international security, the economy and the environment will be high up on the agenda. On the economy front, there will be, I'm sure, a lot of discussion about the auto sector. There will also be a lot of discussion around this risk of some type of protectionism coming into the U.S. Bailout program. You know, the great irony here, of course, is that the U.S. In effect exported a lot of its financial problems to the rest of the world, including Canada, and the rest of the world is now saying, you know, we'd like you to export some of the solution as well, and I think that will be high on the agenda.
Okay, we'll have to watch for that one. Now, on the agenda tomorrow, the Canadian divisions of General Motors and Chrysler are both expected to ask the Ontario and Canadian governments for more money. Heard an interesting clip earlier today that one analyst says all the government money in the world isn't going to matter if people aren't buying cars.
Well, this is a big issue. It's buying cars, it's producing the right cars that people want to purchase, and it's also about the way the cars are assembled. You know, I watched a fascinating clip a little while ago on one of Ford's new plants in Brazil, and for those of us that are interested in this, it's worth taking a look at what they're doing, not only in terms of the way the assembly plant has been built, the robotics in that plant, the interaction right on the floor between suppliers of products and the Ford assembly folks, discussions around the way they compensate their workers. You know, if we don't do something very, very different, this business could change dramatically. And indeed, I think there's a risk that one or two of these big three players may reduce their operations even further than we think.
Where does Ford Canada play out in all of this? They're doing fairly well?
They've been on the sidelines.
Well, they were borrowing before, right?
That's correct, but they have not been front and center at the table in the same way that GM and Chrysler have. So, you know, maybe we'll see them quietly make their way forward. The big issues here are the other two. Continuing to ask for huge relief both on the pension front, and in fact, I see now that they're asking the provincial government to think about finding a way to take some of their pension and other employer and retiree liabilities off the table for them. So this is really, really dramatic.
Okay, we'll have to see what happens tomorrow then. And just quickly, the Canadian wholesale trade numbers dropped. It's the biggest month-to-month drop in a decade, down 3.4%.
Yeah, this is really quite substantial. And the key of this area is things like recycled metal, for example, the raw product, chemicals for the agriculture sector, for example. So this is a sign that demand for these wholesale products has really dropped, particularly in the United States. So this is quite significant.
Something to keep an eye on then. Okay, thanks so much, Paul Bates from the DeGroote School of Business. Matt, nice talking to you.
Same here.